two of their songs just now to the music side. I know you said you was having issues earlier. I'll have to show you how to do that. But I actually got a few of their songs up on there now. So, Mark and them, if y'all listening, man, fucking, dude, that makes me want to run through a wall. If I could run. I'll just wheel my ass through a damn wall. But anyway, we got on some serious subjects, about, kind of relationships and stuff like that going into the military and whatnot. It can backfire. It can actually be good. I know people nowadays, actually, to be honest, the supply clerk that I dated is actually married to our supply sergeant, and they're in Fort Hood, which, it's sometimes it works out, sometimes it don't. It's just like in the civilian. It's just like in the civilian world. There's going to be a physical connection. There's got to be a mental connection, and then your priorities and shit have to be in line too. If you're a partier and you somebody's wanting just to settle down and have a family, it's not. It's going to be really fucking tough. But trust me. I would rather sit my ass here on the couch watching a movie with an old lady than I had fucking running up and down the roads. Just saying. But I love what I do, though, too.
Brian. The civilian world for me is like hell when it comes to dating because I'm stuck on two different sides. I'm stuck on the side where veteran females don't see me because I haven't served usually, and civilian females usually don't support like I do, so they kind of shy away. Yeah, it's... So I just do what I always do and just focus on my mission. Usually. Luckily, I finally found someone that was,
yeah,
as badass as I am. But, it's interesting.
Yeah, and it is. And that's, and that's something I've looked at, too, with everything that we all have going on. It's not just me. It's all of us. We all have our hands in helping each other and helping people out all over the place. That it's going to take somebody just willing to pop up and fucking go at a moment's notice. Yeah. Like I just now fucking 100% go. I'm going to Savannah, Georgia next weekend. Somebody that might have a different style of life might not be able to do that. And be left out. And there's all kinds of shit that you got to look at. But it all depends. Like Sissy was saying. Our mind frames, who we are, is about what we plan and what we want for our future and what we see. We're either going to have to compromise together, or the shit's just not going to work.
Yes, we have to do it for our children too.
Yes, we do, and
they're the ones that get screwed in the end if we don't succeed. That's what's sad.
They are, and that's why I'm glad my children are at the ages that they are. Because they are able to come out and go with me and go places with me and enjoy things together that little kids wouldn't do as much. Seeing my 13-year-old and my 17-year-old kids headbanging to Madison Rising was freaking amazing.
Well, I'm on my second marriage and my husband's on his third, so I think I got a clue about what you're talking about. But honestly, working shit out, sometimes there's only so much you can do. True. I mean, that's just a reality. True. Sometimes you grow apart, sometimes you grow together.
That's true. That is true.
But that is true. But the thing that I guess the point that I was trying to make was, it's not about, it's culturally from the military side of the house. I saw more people cheating on their spouses. What goes on TDY stays TDY. We got all kinds of sayings for that shit too. And if you don't think the spouses hear that, you're freaking nuts. They know exactly what's going on.
FRG, telling you in a heartbeat.
But you know what I mean, though. I mean, we had. And when I was growing up in the Army, it was if I wanted you to have a wife, because most of the people who were in the service when I started out were men, I'd issue you one. And that's kind of how the military thought about support and stuff like that. Now it's totally different. They're trying to support families. They're cracking down on all that. What goes on TDY stays TDY shit. And I mean, they are. But we had that culture for so long. And a lot of it stems from these guys go to war, so why shouldn't they get some before they leave. I mean that's the cold reality. Yeah, I mean everybody wants to get a little loving before they roll out and could possibly die for their country. I get that. I totally get that. But if you're married, do it with your fucking spouse. Okay? Jesus.
I agree with that completely, but I also know that when my unit came back from overseas, and I don't know if there was anything directly correlated to my unit, but other units in general, there was a prostitution ring. Spouses, that were married to soldiers within units in Fort Campbell, and they were doing their fucking thing. They got busted and they got kicked out. I know several guys that I had met and talked to that told me flat out, "Hey, I lost my fucking housing because of this bitch. Lost everything." And it's it goes both ways.
That's where your T-shirts and your
I'm just saying though.
Yeah, because I think women who can't stay home. I mean, my ex-husband I was with him while he was serving, and honestly, I saw all the hookers go out at night when their husband was gone, and I was like, really, dude, really? I mean, okay, you go ahead and go out there, but it's not better on the other side, I can assure you. But they do it too, those spouses. Yeah. Because I've been a military spouse, so I know the deal.
Hey guys, I gotta hop off of here.
All right, brother.
Thanks for having me on. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit quiet. I got a lot.
No, you good, dude.
I gotta finish a speech for the school on Monday. They changed the date because of an illness here, so I gotta do it on Monday instead of Friday. So it changed my whole speech kind of because of the Marine Corps birthday being yesterday.
Right.
So I gotta finish this speech up and get it print it out and make sure I'm ready for Monday. And I appreciate you guys having me on.
Anytime, bro.
I'm gonna hop off here and spend some time with the little guy here. So
there you go.
It's an honor talking to you, man. If you don't have me already added on Facebook, please do by all means.
I think you just sent me a friend's request, so
you probably didn't know me.
Hit me up
kind
when
of aggressive from that.
Hit me up when you're ready to start that show, man.
I'll leave you.
Hey, Marine, don't forget your crayons. We'll talk to you soon.
That's what my speech is written in. I got to print it out.
I got a big peach one for you.
I got to glue some pictures down, and
then
hand it to your proofreader, and they'll be like, "What is this shit?"
Hey, I do want to tell you, my father, or not my father, my uncle is a Marine Recon veteran in Vietnam. So thank you very much for what you do. I'm not hating. I'm just teasing.
Hey, I love all you guys.
Love you too, bro.
Thank you guys for your service, and even you there who's working with the civilian being a civilian, you taking your time and educating yourself, it means a lot. And I'm going to leave you guys with my last words here is life's an occasion, rise to it. Ghost heard this a couple times this morning, so but I'm living by that right now. It's life's an occasion, you got to rise to it.
There you go.
Man.
Good words.
I'll catch you guys.
Easy, brother.
I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Love all you guys. Bye.
See y'all later.
Bye. Take it easy.
Well, all right. Well, so now that we've kind of informed, the world about what it's like to be in relationships in the military, it's surprising too, because I will say this on the civilian sector that I've noticed a lot of, and I have to say this, if you're married to a veteran or an active duty personnel, regardless if it's man or woman, take time to understand what they go through, because
amen to that.
People will get scared because of your nightmares or your flashbacks, or you may be sitting down watching TV and just had this piss off look on your face, and actually there's nothing wrong with you. You've got to be able to want to learn and educate yourself, and this is a part of loving your spouse, is to getting to know them. Okay, if you're having a nightmare, then what is the best way to help bring you out of it? Is it to roll over and curl up next to you? Is it to get out of bed and go grab you by your foot so that way you don't get hit? I mean, what
get your ass beat?
I mean, yeah, and unfortunately, it unconsciously happens. It unconsciously happens.
It does.
There's one person, and I'm not with her anymore, of course, but her name was Haley. And she was the only person that was able to roll over and just get me to calm the fuck down. I don't know what it was. It was just something about her. But, you know, we all have those little things, and you got to learn them. Just like we need to sit there and learn things about our significant other. You know, favorite colors, foods, flowers, what you like to do, blah, 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 whatnot. And then we can pay attention to things that we don't even ask you that we're looking at. Okay, when we go shopping, pay attention to what they like, you know, and stuff like that. And fucking surprise them. Leave a note in their pocketbook or in their makeup bag or write something with their lipstick on the damn mirror. Just showing that you care about them.
As veterans, we're gone so much. We need, or as soldiers or whoever, Marines, whoever, military in general, we're gone so much from our spouse's life that we have to make sure that our spouse knows that we love them. It's almost like we got to continue the romance.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's.
My grandmother was married 53 years to Grandpa, and they used to say, you know, that they would do things like that, leave notes on the car seat, you know, when he would get in the car to go somewhere, or, you know, leave a rose here that he knew that she would find, like, I don't know, in the fridge beside the milk, even though it was an odd spot for it, you know, and sometimes the grandkids would pull it and say, Grandpa, why is there a rose beside the milk? He's like, shut up!
That's cute.
But, you know, he said the secret was, he said,
Ron, have a good night, brother.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, guys. Ron, have a good night, brother. We love you, man. Don't get too shit-faced. Hit me up tomorrow. Go ahead.
Hey, Ron, have a good night, brother.
Go ahead, Greg.
He would say that he had his demons, and his demon was alcohol. And at one point, they got to in their relationship where she said, "You have two choices: the alcohol or me."
Right.
That was it.
Yep.
And he made his choice. He said, "You know, I was an ass." He said, "And it is what it is." He said, "But I realized that, you know, you don't always want to do these things for your other half, but you know that it's the better thing to do. You know, you may not feel like writing that love note, but the response you get after you wrote it pays you back for what you've done. You know, there's some days you just don't feel like yourself. But if you don't make that little effort, you might not feel like yourself every damn day because you get into that spot where you just don't care, you know? And sometimes it doesn't work, you know? And one of the things he told me also with my ex is if you're staying with her because of the child, you're going to live your life miserable.
Yep.
And he's right. And I hate to say it. Both of my exes, that are mothers of my children, are now on amicable terms. One remarried my old best friend at work, or married my old best friend at work, which is kind of awkward. But it was weird because when she called me and told me I'm getting married, I'm not going to tell you who, I said, Darren is the only guy I would approve with my son, just so you know. She said, oh my God, that's who I'm marrying. I was like, aren't I good? I got mad skills. But, you know, there's certain people in your life that, you know, you have to wonder why they affect you the way you do. The mother of my daughter is a 12-year friend of mine, and we've been talking, you know, since we broke up, you know, recently that, you know, this year that we still need to be friends. We still need to be amicable. It does nothing good for the children to be an ass. And that's where we're at. You know, it's being decent to each other. You know, just because you're not together anymore doesn't mean you have to kill each other. That's stupid.
Yeah, wish
that's
all
the
our
other side
exes,
of relationship.
Wish all our exes thought that way. I really do. But you know what? In a whole thing though, especially you know, not to cut off on the civilian side, but yeah, kind of on the civilian side too. It all comes down to, you know what? We're all trained a certain way every single fucking day. From the time that we're born until the time that we're laid to rest, we're trained, we're taught something new every day. The world's changing every day. We adapt to it, and we still try to instill those, you know, timely things that our grandparents and whatnot taught us. You know, I'm one of the people that actually are glad to see that we have women rangers and, you know, on our ranger forces, stuff like that now. I think that's fantastic. You know, I don't think a woman needs to be barefoot and in the fucking kitchen all the damn time. They need to get out and do some stuff with their life too. You know what I mean? It's, you know...
I've met a lot of women that would kick the living shit out of a man in the service. I mean, as far as if you put them side by side, there's plenty of women out there just as tough as men, if not more. And to put up with the shit that we give them when they're in a man's line of work is amazing enough, let alone holding it in there and toting the line all the way. And that's awesome. And that's why I always speak so highly of female veterans, because you know, it just takes a lot.